Do you think it's still following us?
I don't know. I think we lost it after you shot it in the eye.
Yeah, you're probably right. Let's take a look at... Something seemed different to you.
I don't know. Looks the same to me.
I don't know. Kitchen looks nicer. Oh, whatever. Now, let's take a look at this sword.
It's wood. We risked our lives for wood.
Well, it's definitely giving off a strange energy. If there's one thing anime has taught me, it's never underestimate the potential of something said to be magical. And that blue hair is normal. We'll do some tests later.
Would have been a lot easier if you brought your healing pants with you.
Alright, my healing pants. I'm gonna go start my review. Alright. Hello and welcome to Animated Revolution. Okay, there is definitely something different about this house. Oh well. Hello and welcome to Animated Revolution, where cartoons get put in their place. Today we're looking at something that most people take issue with. A sequel. I personally have never had a problem with sequels. I like seeing characters advance to the next stage of their lives after their debut. But more often than not, sequels are given to films that don't need it, and not always given to the right movie. Iron Giant and Unbreakable both need one. More often than not, the planned sequels are the best and sometimes better than the original. Though sometimes we'll get unplanned sequels that, while not as good as the original, are still good, if not really good. Ones like Ghostbusters 2, Pirates of the Caribbean 2, Rescuers Down Under, Toy Story 2. Actually, forget that last one. It's about as awesome as the first. But usually we get the unnecessary, unwanted raping of a good enough film, like The Secret of Nim 2 and Terminator 3. And apparently Disney is the worst offender of this. Yes, we've all talked about the horrors of Disney direct-to-video sequels, though I never had a problem with the ones I watched as a kid, but everyone else seems to have a problem with them, and since the live-action Cinderella hit theaters a while ago, I thought this would be a perfect, good, adequate, decent... We're talking about the sequel to the original film. Cinderella 2 Dreams Come True. This movie has no point in existing and really only hopes that the charm and popularity of the original movie will carry it across. Not to mention that it doesn't even advance the characters or story. While it does have some interesting stories, some being the key word, it falls flat and just bores. Makes me want to go to sleep every time I've had to watch it to write this script. And since this video is in honor of the 2015 Cinderella remake that came out a while ago, you probably don't want to know my thoughts on the movie since that's not why you're here, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. I loved it. I thought it was a great movie. It was so beautiful. The acting was great, and the prince actually had a name. A freaking character, even! Of course, the original movie did some things better, but the remake also did some things better than the original. It was also very good, I'd say even perfect, at keeping the original charm and magic of the original film. Since I wasted time talking about this, you probably want to know which one I like better, the original or the remake. Honestly, I can't choose. I really like them both so much. Okay, you want to know which one I like more? Cinderella. Although all I can really say is that if you go in expecting to hate the movie, you will, but if you go in with an open mind, I'm sure you'll love it, or at least like it. Unlike the piece of crap I've been forced to sit through today, which you'll hate either way. So let's just get this over with and take a look at the snooze fest known as Cinderella 2 Bores Come True. Oh, and by the way, new theme song! A special thanks to Andrew Bull for that intro. Now then, we start off with the mice from the first movie running to the fairy godmother to hear Cinderella's story. Even though they were part of her story, so why would they need to hear it like they were small children who didn't know what happened? Would the mice even be mentioned all that much in a book of Cinderella's story if this was written by people in her time? In fact, the mice are alive during this, so this book was written while she was alive. What?
Lived happily ever after. The end. Oh.
We missed it?
Now how are we gonna know how it ends?
Maybe you could read another one.
Oh, I'm sorry, Gus, but that's the only Cinderella book there is.
Yeah, Gus, you heard her. The end. That's all. Maybe we can make another book. We can tell the stories and make
So then the mice, or at least people who do bad impersonations of the mice, decide to make another Cinderella book. And the fairy godmother decides to use her magic to help the mice make the book because...
We don't know how to make a book.
Gee, I bet the fairy godmother could have been useful for... Oh my gosh, I need to decide between, Last Airbender, or Man of Steel, or Teen Titans Go joke. I can't decide! Then the mice decide to fill the book with their stories of Cinderella. Well, starting with...
About Christian Castle. Oh, yeah. That is a good one.
I'd love to hear all about it.
Wait. Is this one of those anthology sequels that's really just a backdoor pilot for a Disney TV show? Because I don't think one of Cinderella would work. When Cinderella and Prince...
What's your name? They've never given me a name. I've been around since show 1 and I still don't have a name.
I'm just gonna call him Deke. When Cinderella and Prince Deke return from their honeymoon, the king and Deke must leave immediately and leave Cinderella in charge of planning a banquet. Huh?
But, sire, she won't know anything about planning a royal banquet. I don't know anything about planning a royal banquet.
Father, she hasn't had time to prepare. She's never been a princess before.
I dare say, Majesty, you do like your banquets just so, eh? It's a great deal to ask of the poor girl.
Nonsense!
Oh, Your Majesty, I can take care of the preparations, as I always do.
Just show her what to do. We have a princess now. It's her duty to plan the banquet, and the king's duty to endure it.
King. Good friggin' grief, why don't we have names? King What's My Name is watching.
You girl! Have you seen the princess?
Good morning, Prudence.
Oh, I thought you... But those awful clothes! Well, I didn't recognize you, Your Highness.
Oh, don't worry, nobody recognizes Disney princesses without the tons of merchandising around them anymore. So what we get out of this is pretty much what you'd expect. Cinderella's having trouble adjusting to life in the castle, while also trying to plan this big event. There's really nothing differing this from other plots of this kind. Except really that the stuffy person who's teaching her how to be a princess isn't as antagonistic as she normally would be. But still, it's so cliched. Especially the ending. You want to hear how it ends? I'm sure you didn't say yes, but I'll take that as one. She changes the banquet to make it more simple for her and even invites her commoner friends. And the king, whom the teacher was very specific about the king wanting tradition, is completely fine with everything, even though he's on the verge of blowing up at every change he sees.
What in blazes is going on here?
Your Majesty!
Who opened those curtains?
This is all Princess Cinderella's doing.
What a lovely moon.
I tried to teach her, sire.
Commoners in the palace?
She simply refused to listen.
Oh, hello, Giuseppe.
It's a scandal.
Your Majesty, I can explain.
What is this?
Your dessert, sire.
No prunes for dessert?
An absolute outrage.
Chocolate, my favorite. I always said we needed some new traditions around here.
You do like your banquets just so, eh?
That came from nowhere.
I'm glad you do things your own way.
Someday I'll get this princess thing right.
I think that day is today.
I mean, this story is as bland as I am, so it was bound to turn out this way.
Oh, let me help with that.
Watch it! I don't like that magic stuff. Remember what happened last time?
Oh, now there's a story we should tell.
Yeah, that's a good one. Oh, no. No. Very, very boring story. We don't want to hear that one. But, Jacques, it's my favorite. Okay, let's hear it.
Well, it certainly wasn't unusual with Jacques, dear. But
The next story is centered on how Jacques wants to be more help to Cinderella since now she has help at her beck and call. Well, that's gotta be an interesting story, right? Right? Well, there's a Lucifer stand-in named Pom Pom. That's not interesting.
Cinderella forgot party list. Jack can help. Take list of Cinderella.
This story shows Jack not being any more help to Cinderella because being a mouse makes it difficult for him to help her.
You are, dear. I heard your wish, Jacques. Aren't you?
Then Jacques wishes to be turned human.
Go help Cinderella.
What?
I want to be big. No, I want to be human.
What?
Bibbidi-Bobbidi-Boom!
When he becomes human, he finds that he still can't help because of boring hijinks. And the cat is still chasing him because hijinks.
I shouldn't be afraid of cat. I am human now. Bigger than cat. But I am still afraid of cat.
It's not funny. Jacques also never has the opportunity to tell Cinderella that he is Jacques because stupid convolutedness. Yes. Even though we see various opportunities he has to tell her.
Sure not as easy as I thought. But I know I'll get it. Her Highness Cinderella is asking for you. The evening's festivities are upon us. Zug Zug.
Jacques?
Zug Zug, eh? I do.
Do something interesting! Eventually, at a festival, there's a series of mishaps caused by bad slapstick, and I mean really bad slapstick. Which involves a Ferris wheel and a runaway elephant. Because of the runaway elephant, Jacques wishes that he was a mouse again, and so that he could scare the elephant, even though the scare between elephants and mice has more to do with surprise of seeing a mouse and not the actual mouse.
You saved the day. I can always count on you. You're right there when I need you.
I am?
Yes, you are.
I'm so glad you're back. Me too.
And thus we've learned that people who are no longer as useful as they used to be can still be useful in very specific and convoluted situations.
It has come to our attention that neither this movie nor this review is entertaining you the way it was supposed to. So to make up for it, please enjoy this clip from a funny stand-up routine.
I like to shrug. Yes, I like it. It's my natural body language. Oh, there it goes again. That's lovely. Oh, just looking at my feet, making sure they're still there. Yeah, I feel carried away. I feel liberated. Itchy arm, yes.
Then we move on to the last story, which is about Anastasia, the red-haired stepsister, falling in love. Okay, you know what? I'm not even gonna try to entertain this movie any longer. It's so boring! I can't take it anymore! Or it's just stupid, boring, dull! Well, no longer. I'm not gonna sit here and be your little mindless puppet. But while you enjoy my misery. No, no. Oh, freedom! Freedom! I like the happy pills, Mommy. Okay, at least in this one, we get to enjoy how evil Lady Tremaine is.
If you want to find a husband, you have to make the most of this opportunity. I won't let you fail me. Again.
Yes, Mother.
When you look into her eyes, you can only see the grave. Okay, in all honesty, this segment isn't half bad. Well, at least as far as the main plot out of this segment goes. Yeah, there's a subplot. That is stupid. The subplot is about Lucifer falling in love with Pom-Pom, and the mice help him so that he won't chase them anymore. But honestly, I couldn't care less because the mice always outsmart both of them. And I don't care if this evil cat has a happy ending, which he doesn't, and it's just, ugh. To avoid more detail on this boring kitten subplot, I give you a better plot about cats. Wasn't that so much better than watching this movie? The main plot is Anastasia falling in love with a baker and Cinderella deciding to help her to win him over. It's honestly pretty much what you'd expect. There's a clothing and getting ready montage, the misunderstandings, and Anastasia is keeping this secret from Lady Tremaine because he's one of the evilest women ever. I hear that she mixes souls into her cake batter. Not just any souls, adorable puppy souls. This woman is evil. It ends as you'd expect. Anastasia and the baker get together, and Anastasia tells her mama. But it's still a decent segment that's harmless and can at least show kids that helping anyone, and even people who have been awful to you, is a good thing. And everyone deserves a happy ending. And then we end the snooze with the mice finishing the book and giving it to Cinderella and having Cinderella read it. And that was Cinderella 2: Dreams Come True. That was so boring! The first segment setup was interesting enough with showing Cinderella's first day as a princess, but it uses way too many cliches and doesn't do anything interesting with them. The second segment was just a really dumb idea. I mean, why did Jacques have to be made human? Okay, let's put aside my general disdain for Equestria girls, okay? This is still a dumb idea because part of Jacques' charm was that he was a mouse who could help in big ways. Making him human provides neither point or substance. Like I said, the final segment of this is the best part of this movie, but that's not really saying very much. There's no real tension in any of these stories. You could pretty much figure out how they would end just by their concept alone. Oh no. And there's nothing keeping us awake and gripped to these stories. This movie is bland, boring, and better off left at the bottom of bargain bins at Walmart. This isn't the worst of the Disney direct-to-video sequels, but it definitely isn't the best. If anything, it's the most generic, with how bland and boring it is. In the next review, we'll be going back to Heroes Born Month, which I started last year. Here, we'll be taking a look at a character whose origin has become very commonly known among pop culture, and would also be very generic, if he wasn't the one who began the form of origins. An origin that you could say stuck. As in the character is sticky and sticks to it's Spider-Man.
Okay, all the defenses are up and running, and we've got enough for gummy bear juice.
I don't have super healing pants.
Pardon?
Super healing pants isn't a thing. They don't exist.
But you said...
Then why don't I remember saying it or even having them?
You don't always remember everything.
I've used the sonic screwdriver on these pants. They're not super healing. There's nothing special about them. They're just regular pajama pants that need to be washed.
You got shot in the leg.
I know, and I've been reading through this book, and apparently there's some kind of magic hotspot surrounding this house.
Magic hotspot?
Yeah, they're scattered all over the world, and they're contained in like vessels. I guess that's what this house is, and they do their best to hide themselves, even altering memory. That's why I don't remember saying super healing pants, and that's why you remember me telling you super healing pants, and that's why I didn't bleed out.
So the explanation for all this is it's magic.
Yes.
That's a little lazy. See, but that still doesn't explain how this book appeared or why some nutjob is trying to blow up our house.
Well, according to this book, when it feels threatened, the hotspot will reveal itself and manifest a tome of knowledge, like when some crazy nutjob scientist threatens to blow up its vessel.
Why would he want to blow it up? You can't destroy or create energy.
Look, I don't know. Oh, this is magic. We've never tampered with stuff like this before. Or like, who knows what'll happen? And who knows what's going on in that guy's head? I mean, whose last name is Nuts and Bolts? But really, all we can do is keep preparing and hope that we're ready for whatever comes next.